Mike, what is the movement that we're seeing from the Biden administration? Because this truly is the final push in his last week in office.
Yeah, signifying behind me here, we're along the parade route for the inauguration, the viewing stands being constructed behind me here on Pennsylvania Avenue. We know we're close to the end here, but still the Biden admin pushing forward with the help of the incoming Trump administration. Just a short time ago, the White House announcing that President Biden spoke with the Emir of Qatar to get an update on what's happening in terms of the talks with Hamas officials. The Emir of Qatar spoke earlier in the day with Hamas officials trying to push this deal over the finish line. Also, the Emir of Qatar spoke earlier today, met directly with not only Brett McGurk, the White House's point man on the Middle East, but also with the incoming Middle East peace envoy for the Trump administration, Steve Witkoff, a three-way meeting between them. So it's coming from all angles right now. Jake Sullivan, the current national security advisor, said just a short time ago, quote unquote, "I think there's a good chance we can close this," referring to a Gaza ceasefire deal. So the Biden admin, they've been saying all along, we'll go right up to noon on January 20th. Apparently they weren't kidding trying to get this deal done.
It certainly seems to be the case. And meanwhile, this messaging that we're hearing from the Biden administration in line also with the intense messaging we're hearing from the Trump administration, all hell to be paid by Trump if this deal doesn't go through when he is inaugurated. And do you think that that is having some impact on these negotiations as well?
I don't think it hurts matters. The pressure has always been the issue. You know, even Anthony Blinken said in his own way, in an interview last week that when we took, being the U.S., the Biden administration took pressure and applied it toward Israel, it was Hamas that benefited. It was really never Hamas that was pressured, not only really by the U.S., but by the international community to get something done. And Blinken said every time the Biden admin pressured Israel, Hamas pulled back, thinking they were getting some sort of deal. So maybe, it remains to be seen, but maybe this was just the right tack to take by the Trump administration, threatening actual consequences if Hamas doesn't come through. J.D. Vance, the vice presidential elect for Donald Trump, spoke about those comments yesterday during a television interview, trying to clarify exactly what Trump meant by that. And that was in our earlier report, saying this is what is going to happen. But just the impact of knowing how unpredictable Trump can be and how much action he can take when he really feels strongly about something, maybe helping to push this deal over the finish line in tandem with a Biden admin. I think Hamas getting the message that there's very little daylight between these two administrations, even though there's daylight on just about every other issue.